Welcome back to Hear Me Out.
讲重点.
And before we continue about Lentor Central, it's best to actually know about the different type of units and to drill into the project itself to know your comparative advantage between other floor plans and other floor types, especially Lentor area, right? When there are many new launches together, so it's always good to know about your competitive advantage.
Yes, of course. And today, our review and our subsequent reviews actually will consist of our own point of views. If you have your own point of views, feel free. If you disagree or don't agree so much on our point of views, leave a comment below so that we can take in your advice or your suggestions or your point of view. And then we can improve in our next reviews as well. Yeah. Okay. So before we go into Lentor Central, if you can subscribe to our Telegram channel or even like our YouTube channel so that you can keep yourself updated with all the property news, any updates, or even bounce out units that you are looking for.
Right. Feel free to toggle into the timestamps to go directly to the bedroom types that you are looking for. Lentor Central's developers are merged together with Guaco Land, Hong Leong Holdings, and CSC Land. Guaco and Hong Leong, they actually build majority of the Lentor area, so they are very familiar with the area.
I think the prices will more or less be very similar. Okay, so how similar it will be, the next few slides will actually show you so that you can keep yourself prepared if today you are interested in the Lentor area. And with all our analysis, I think it will help a lot of buyers like yourself or even agents out there, because we realize a lot of agents, they themselves, they are afraid to recommend Lentor projects to their clients. Why? Because right now there are a total of 6 projects already.
Correct.
And today, if I ask you, which one is the best, I think a lot of agents will be trapped. They don't know how to answer you. So if you want to understand more about Lentor, just stay tuned to the entire video. You can straight away, using a few steps, understand the whole Lentor itself. Okay, so let's go to the next one, which is the land price that we always want to touch about. Okay, so we are using Lentor Mansion, which is the one below, versus the one that we are going to talk about, Lentor Central. Both are harmonized project. This one being the first in Singapore to be harmonized, Lentor Mansion. And you can see for their break-even price is 1797. And for Lentor Central, 1793. Okay, so very similar. And for Lentor Mansion itself is actually further away from Lentor Modern and the MRT. So for Lentor Central, it's nearer to the MRT, but it's cheaper just by a little bit for the break-even price. Okay, so using this, we are going to go very close into Lentor Mansion first to see how Lentor Mansion price their units. If you remember, for Lentor Mansion, they actually sell out about 88% on the first day. So overall, we can see that the lowest PSF they transacted was 2001. And the highest they went to was 2476, average being 2272. If today you want to use our slides to take reference, okay, I break down to you the 2 bedrooms, what was their average price, okay, 2003. 3 bedrooms, average 2250. 4 bedrooms is 2240. Okay, and today we are going to use 2250 as an average price for Lentor Central as well. The next one, we see the price predictions. Everybody has been waiting for this price prediction. It's very, I would say, more or less quite accurate. Since Ori, then Alta, we realized that our prices more or less is around there. Today, Lentor Central is also another project where it's high-rise, 2 blocks. So very similar to Alta and Ori also. Okay, so using 2250, we generated this out. These are the median prices you can expect. And for the starting price, definitely developers are going to price it very low so that they can market out to share that they are actually selling quite low to attract a lot of people. Okay, so you can see for the 4 bedroom, the wider 4 bedroom, I expect them to price it below 2000 PSF. So that in their poster, you will see, wow, Lentor Central starting from 1950 PSF, then everybody will go crazy about it. Yeah, okay. So if you want to plan on your own finances, you can use all these prices as a gauge. If you want down to the very level or unit, please reach out to us. I'll send you an Excel where we plot from level to level.
Okay, so Lentor, as you know, is a new township Just now we mentioned, right, 6 launches is actually in the same area. And current supply, okay, you can see here there are Lentor Modern Hewlock Green, Lentor Hills, Lentor Mansion and Lentoria. The total supply right now is about 2,900 plus.
Wow.
Yes, so that's why we need to do a lot of a comparison between these launches to give you a clarity on which unit type that is more competitive or which to look out for.
Yeah, I think a few years down the road, maybe 3 years down the road, I think buyers will also appreciate this kind of analysis so that they know exactly which type they should go into. So today, if you can foresee and understand how buyers want to target certain units, then your strategy on when to sell is very important.
Correct.
Because today, actually, I met a client who told me that he want to sell Lentor Hills residences 2+ study even before the SSD is over. So this client will actually be paying about 4% of SSD. Okay, his concern is today if he just choose to wait until SSD is over, there'll be so much supply that he needs to compete with. But if he choose to just pay that 4%, he has the chance to actually sell at a good profit first before he gets stuck competing with other units. So all these plannings, if you go deep into our analysis, this will help you plan whether you should sell before your SSD is over or you should wait until TOP later on when resale buyers can enter a unit, then you sell. All these are very important today in the property market, especially in Lentor where there are so much supply.
Correct. So do continue to watch this video for people that are already bought your Lentor purchase or very interested to purchase in Lentor area.
Right, so for the future supply, you can see we have even 4 more plots coming up. Yeah, today is not just 6 projects that you need to know. In total, I think there is total 11 plots in this whole Lentor township. The upcoming one will all be harmonized, but how will it affect your Lentor Central purchase or your pre-harmonized projects purchase? All these, when the lands are being sold, all that, we'll come up with more analysis to help you as well.
Okay, so now let's look at the current launches in Lentor area. Just now I mentioned the 6 launches, right? We look at the average PSF. It's actually around, you see Lentor Hills 2150, Lentoria 2187. I would say that the average sale here can be transacting about 2250 per square foot. Okay, so when many launches are already transacted at average 2250 per square foot, all of our floor plan analysis we will also use based on the average 2250 per square foot to tell you which are the prices to look out or what are the sweet spot. Okay, so a brief introduction on the project info. These are 2 blocks of high-rise development of total 477 units. TOP in 2028. So it's actually adequate 3 years to clear your SSD before your project TOP.
But is it wise to wait until SSD is over then you sell? That's a question that we want to explore later on when we go through the floor plans. Is Lentor Central the best floor plan, or is it there are other people who are having the best floor plan? Do you want to wait until they TOP and they clear SSD to sell? All this we will help you with that.
And you can answer your client here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just the artist's impression of how Lentor Central residences will look like. Another tall buildings like what you mentioned, like Ori and Elta. So because Ori and Elta will focus more on the views, but right now we will focus more on the prices to look out for. So this is the site plan of Lentor Central residences. It is more of south and north facing. Okay, tell you there are quite a bit of side gates, 4 side gates, one over here, which is just beside the main entrance. Another side gate over here, which you can walk to Lentor MRT. Approximately 3 to 5 minutes. Maybe I will take 5 minutes lah.
But I think this will also help to serve the childcare centers because it's right below the tennis courts.
Yes. So there is childcare center in the residence itself. So you no need to travel away from your vicinity to send your kids to school. Okay, another side gate over here, far on the right hand side will be here. Now we will go to one bedroom analysis, and just now we mentioned we will talk about a lot of the current new launches. So every floor plan, right, we will also show you the other launches floor plan like Lentor mentioned and etc. Then to show you which are more on a competitive side. For one bedroom, there are two types, one bedroom and one plus study. I will not talk about too much of one plus study because there are only 2 units of 581 square feet, and mostly it will be purchased by VVIP or bulk purchase. Okay, now we will focus more on the 463 square feet one bedroom with 2 stacks, stack 11 and stack 6. Stack 11 will be facing the inner side, whereas stack 6 will be facing the future residential plot.
If you realize right now developers are building lesser and lesser one bedrooms because since 17 January 2019, there is a ruling where developers cannot build too many shoebox houses anymore, shoebox units lah. And after that, developers usually they'll try to avoid building one bedroom because their profit margin is not much doing a one bedroom. But they still have a minimum number of units that they need to come up with. That's why you will see that one bedroom is getting lesser and lesser. And if today you have a budget constraint and you can only afford one bedroom, this ruling will actually help you in the future because there will be lesser supply fighting with you for tenants or even buyers, investors in the future. And with that, we want to come into the prices itself. So the recent cheapest like the Ori, Alta, Parktown, we realize all of them are building at least a 1 plus study. Okay, and you see they're starting from prices 1.28, 1.15, 1.07. Parktown is actually quite attractive. For ours, we predicted our starting should be 988 and our average should be about 1.04. So very affordable for people who are starting on their first property purchase in their entire property journey. I think this will be a good start because supply will be low next time and you are entering at a very affordable pricing right now for one bedroom. So the resale competitor that we want to look out for in the future, one main concern that we have is our one bedroom is 463, predicted is 988,000, 2001 PSF. So this Lentor Mansion, which is also a harmonized project, they have a 2-bed 1-bath that is 527 square feet. So the square feet difference is already very small. And the pricing wise, we can see is 1.137. If we look at the average price again, okay, we even can hit about 1.134. So it's very near to the 2-bed 1-bath in the future. For the future buyers to come in, they will also consider between your 1-bedroom and the 2-bed 1-bath in Lentor Mansion. I think for them to top up a little bit to go into a proper 2-bed, that will be more ideal for them. So if you today buy a 1-bedroom in Lentor Central, you must keep a lookout on when Lentor Mansion is going to TOP or when do they start selling. Then you will face a little bit of problem over there. More competitors with you.
Okay, now before we go to 2-bedroom, highly suggest you pay close attention to the 2-bedroom because it adds up to about 44%. Yeah.
So when we are doing these slides, it was quite hectic because we need to pull out all the floor plans from all the projects with all the dimensions so that you are very informed on the different dimensions, the different layout, the different pricing to let you really know which 2-bedroom should you go for and you should prioritize, or is there even any stock left for this kind of 2-bedroom.
Okay, so we will distribute based on the dumbbell layout and the conventional layout. Okay, so dumbbell layout, it will be 678 square feet, stack 1 and 10, about 51 units. What I like is the enclosable kitchen over here and proper dining space and all. Okay, whereas the conventional layout, stack 18, there are only 25 units. Also enclosable kitchen and all the rooms are tucked into one side. So these are the difference. But usually investor, they will prefer 6, 7, 8 square feet dumbbell layout. Because for renting, right, it's much more of a space efficient. Okay, but then for own stay buyers, they will prefer conventional layout. But then here's the thing: usually dumbbell layout and conventional layout, the square foot difference might have a big gap. But
About
right
20,
now,
20 to 30 square feet difference.
20 to 30, right? Okay, right now 678 to 689, the square feet difference may, I think, 11 square feet. So 11 square feet, if you times the average per square foot 2250, it will be about 25,000. So this gives the advantage that actually both.
So for both, the rental yield will more or less be very similar. And the down payment that you put in is only 25k more or even less than 25k. 25k is the difference in the overall quantum. The down payment is so minimal that I think everyone will want to prioritize the 689 first, because it exposes your unit to more resale buyers looking for their own stay. And for the 678, mainly they target the investors. We want to always have the opportunity to reach out to own stay buyers more, because they are more willing to pay a little bit more. So today, with the difference of just 11 square feet and 25,000, we will think that it's more worth it to go into the conventional one. Of course, it's open to all your views. Please let us know if today you are also thinking the same way, where it's only a 25k difference and you want to go for conventional or dumbbell.
Yeah. Okay, now we will compare the 2-bed, 2-bath in the Lentor area. So we pull out all the floor plans. As you can see, Hewlett Green is a conventional layout. Okay, we will always try to picture ourselves when we walk into the floor plan, what we see. When we walk in, the direct thing that we see is the open concept kitchen. Long foyer and an open concept kitchen. So if you compare to Lentor Central, you will want to eliminate this out already.
Yeah, because this one you can actually play bowling. Once you open your house, you can take an online and throw inside, roll inside.
Voila.
Very long walkway for you to roll to online. Yeah.
Yes. Now Lentor mentioned 657 square feet. When you walk in here, you see it's an open concept kitchen. Likewise, when you compare to Lentor Central with an enclosable, eliminate. Next, Lentoria. Kitchen is separated into 2 parts. Yeah, so what do you have for this? Just now you say bowling floor.
This one is like goalpost. Lentoria is like a goalpost. You watch a TV, go already, you can also shoot the ball into the kitchen. Yeah, so the kitchen very funny, is both sides one. And I think for local demand, we always like a proper enclosable kitchen at least. And so for this, all 3 layouts, I would think is not so ideal as compared to Lentor Central. But what are the ideals one is actually on the next one.
Correct. Now Lentor Modern. Okay. They have the enclosable kitchen, which is comparable already. What is another standout is they have this flex, which can convert it into a study room. Okay, but the downside, there is only 1 bath.
Yep.
Okay, so maybe this one compare a bit.
Yeah, is good and bad.
Good and bad, yeah. Okay, next, Lentor Hills. Good thing about this, when you step in the kitchen, is they have this glass panel, which makes your kitchen very bright. And it can be enclosable. This might be the competitive floor plan with your Lentor Central. Then we talk about price.
Yep. So for price, you can see all the sizes are 6, 7, 8. Okay. And the prices for the Lentor Modern, highest transacted 1.67. Highest transacted for Lentor Hills 1.517. So which are the prices that you want to take note of today if you are going into Lentor Central's booking day? You have to check prices. Okay. When you reach out to us, once you get the Excel on particular units, the different levels, how much is it, you can actually plan to see which units you want to check your price first. I would say today, if I go into the booking, I want to check anything that is below 1.517 is very safe for me to enter. So between 1.388 to 1.517, I want to prioritize all these units first. And I will go from the bottom up. And today, if my queue number allows me to only buy something between 1.517 to 1.67, I would still feel quite safe to enter, because Lentor Modern without a 2-bath has already transacted this price. Today, if side by side a resale buyer come and see Lentor Central versus a Lentor Modern, I would think my 2-bed, 2-bath, proper 2-bed, 2-bath will win this Lentor Modern. And for location wise, we are just 1 street across each other. So below 1.67, I would feel it's still okay, still safe for you to go in. Anything below 1.517, you have a chance, I think just go for it already. But anything above 1.67, according to our prediction, it will not go above 1.67. In any case, if it goes above, I would rather you go for the next layout. So the 2-bed conventional competitors that we have, we just pull out the 689 square feet versus all the others conventional layouts. And for Hulock, Lentor Hills, Lentoria, these are the only 3 projects with conventional ones. The other projects, they don't have conventional layouts or dumbbells. You will realize that actually conventional layouts are is lower in supply compared to all the dumbbell ones. If you want to buy something, a conventional one, I think is safer than you buy a dumbbell one. Okay, so we look at the different layouts. So Hulock Green, just now we mentioned this one is the row online one, so it's not so ideal. Lentor Hills, you can see the kitchen is open concept. The rest are all the same. It's just that the kitchen wise, we will think is not as ideal. If today you are someone who wants to walk in the kitchen, you will need to do up your own wall over here or even to enclose the whole thing. Not as ideal. For Lentoria, again, the goalpost one. So I'm using this term so that you can easily remember. Hulock Green is row online, Lentoria is the goalpost one. So pricing wise, you can see Hulock Green actually transacted quite high, 1.75, and not so ideal. The most comparable in terms of pricing will be Lentor Hills, 1.67, which for our Lentor Central, the high floor will go about 1.68. So very safe in terms of the pricing, the layout. If I'm a resale buyer going into the Lentor area next time, seeing these 4 floor plans, I will actually rank Lentor Central as my first, Lentor Hills as my second, Lentoria as my third, and Hulock Green as my fourth. This is my personal preference because I will feel that all these are a little bit waste of space, and I don't like a waste of space. And the square feet is 710. I'm paying extra for nothing. Yeah, so this is my take. Of course, if you have any preference and any arguments on our point of views, feel free to put in our comments.
Okay, right. Then we will go to the 2+ study. Okay, 2+ study we distributed to 3 different types. Both 786 square feet. Okay, the 2 different layout types. The difference is the yellow one is kitchen is 7 square meter, whereas the blue one, the kitchen is 6 square meter. Okay, another difference, study area is 5 square meter for the yellow one, the blue one is 6 square meter. That's about it for the differences. So 797 square feet, the difference is the bigger foyer area as compared to the 786 square feet. Okay, and more I would say efficient use of space. Okay, and maybe 2 square meter bigger living room.
Yeah, so the 2 square meters will be at the foyer area.
Let's talk about the price.
Okay, so for the price, for 2+ study average, we are looking at about 1.768 to 1.793 for the bigger one. The difference is about 30 or 20 plus thousand. Very similar to the one that we saw just now, the 2-bed, 2-bath. The difference is only 20,000 difference. So today, will I want to pay a little bit more for this extra space over here? I would say if I can save a little bit, because it's not much of a difference, so I will actually focus more on the 2+ study 786 square feet, because there's not much difference in the floor plan itself. When buyers go in and enter, I don't think they will realize this if today they never watch our analysis. So the resale issue for this 2+ study, very similar to the 1-bedroom that we saw just now, compared to a 3 compact in Lentor Mansion. Lentor Mansion, I would say, is our direct competitor because both have harmonized. Our 2+ study is 786. Their 3 compact is also 786. So given the same size, naturally, people will want another proper bedroom. Okay. One downside for our 2+ study over here, if today I choose to enclose this study, nobody else can enter this common bath anymore.
So your guests have to go to the bedroom, then go to the toilet.
Correct. And this doesn't really make sense. So the one that 2+ study, the one that makes sense will be this one is a wall and the opening is here. So 2 openings, one here and one here. That one is okay. So this one you have to take note. A lot of people out there will say that, wow, this 2+ study, the study quite good, I can put a bed or that. But you have to think of, once you close this place, nobody can enter the bathroom anymore, your guests. They have to either use the master bath or go into this bedroom. Okay, the price wise also very similar. What we predicted is 1.588 to 1.925. 2000 PSF to 2004 PSF. Whereas for Lentor Mansion, you can see for the quantum wise 1.71 to 1.925. So our maximum is about the same. 2001 to 2004, same PSF. So today I'm a resale buyer coming in, I have the same budget of 1.9. I will definitely go for the 3 compact first. Then I'll come to a 2 plus study. Today, if you are a buyer buying a 2 plus study, you have to make sure you sell before this 3 compact start to come out. Once they come out, you will start to lose out on a lot of buyers already. Okay.
So our top choice, we will prefer the conventional 2-bed 2-bath 689 square feet layout. Because having a conventional 2-bedroom with enclosable kitchen is very rare in the market now, and especially in Lentor estate, just now we show you, right? There are more of a dumbbell layouts of about 718 layouts, whereas compared with only 249 conventional layouts.
And for Lentor Central itself, we only have 25 units for you to choose. You want something that is near the MRT, near the mall, and conventional, Lentor Central is the only one. Alright? Okay, let's go into our 3-bedroom analysis.
Okay, this is the smaller 3-bedroom in Lentor Central. It's 915 square feet. Okay, very good size. Stacks 915 square feet, stacks 7 and 12. So one facing the future residential, one facing the inner side. Okay, let's look at the floor plan. When you step in here, you have privacy. Okay, and then the highlight is the kitchen. They have this glass panel and window. So this glass panel, why is it very good? Because it will allow natural light. So sometimes daytime you don't even need to on the light. Makes your living area or your entire area when you step in here looks wider, bigger.
Yeah, one thing is also 3-bedroom, I will say, is more families or HDB upgraders coming into this, and usually they have young children in the living or dining area. Today, if as a parent we are inside the kitchen and preparing some stuff or cooking some stuff, at least we can see our children. What are they doing? Are they eating? Are they playing? Everything, are they safe? So this glass panel makes a lot of difference for 3 compact especially. Next,
good size dining area. And when you walk in here, another thing that is very rare is this window at your walkway, which will also make your walkway very bright.
Correct. So this walkway, another thing about this window, because of the aircon latch, they have to do this window lah. One thing is today, if I open my windows here, and this window are also open, it creates a natural airflow past my walkway corridor. So the whole house, although it's 3 compact, it's not so stuffy inside. One thing, ventilation is very important. Floor plan you can't really feel, but once you go into resale unit, as we sell our resale units, usually, if it's a hot day or it's a very humid day, it's always so tough to show our unit. But today with this window, we can really ventilate out the place properly. And I would think the resale viewing experience will be very different. Later on, when you see different layouts, you will start to realize, how come they built the 3-bedroom like that?
Okay, then we look at the pricing. Average pricing at 2250 is actually at 2 mil. 2.05. Then buying a 3-bedroom below 2.2 is actually very rare.
Very rare. If I search the whole Singapore today, below 2.2, you want to find a 3-bedroom. So rare. I can't find any that comes to my mind.
Yeah, so it's also very achievable for HDB upgraders. Okay, next, we'll compare the Lentor area. So Hewlett Green, when you walk in, the kitchen, there is no glass panel. So it will feel it's very dark. Okay, another thing, they don't have a proper dining space.
Yeah, so we imagine ourselves inside.
Walk here.
Whenever we want to go into our room, we have to squeeze past the dining table. Or we want to go to the living room. Also, from our rooms, we want to go to dining from this side. We also need to squeeze past. So the dining, very zotting over there.
So out.
Yes, out.
Lentoria, open concept kitchen. Compared to us, out.
Eliminate again. For the pricing wise, I'm quite surprised that Lentoria, they can achieve a 2.12 million for this layout. I think there will still be buyers that don't really mind about this kind of open concept kitchen. Yeah, so of course everybody has their own point of views, and for us, our pricing at 1.86 to 2.24. Okay, the pricing that you need to really take note of is something below 1.12 is very safe. Below 2.09, I think it's a no-brainer to go for Lentor Central first. As a resale buyer, definitely I also want to prioritize Lentor Central first. Second, then I'll go into Lentoria. Then third, Hewlett Green. Because usually 3 bedrooms, when we want to sell, we try to put it during resale period. Once it TOPs, buyers can enter. Then we let them have a feel. So Lentor Central, definitely you must wait until it TOPs, then you let your buyers come in to let them have a feel after they view Hewlett Green and Lentoria. But if you already bought a Hewlett Green unit, this unit over here, and you are the hero that buy at 2.09, my advice to you is try to sell as sub-sale. Before the project TOP, you try to sell away as sub-sale already. Because really this dining space area will create that bad impression for your unit and the kitchen itself also.
Okay, next. These are the launches that are more competitive to Lentor Central. Lentor Modern, when you walk in here, enclosable kitchen, but you will see the living directly, so not much of privacy. Okay, even with enclosable kitchen, it's quite dark as well.
But what are the plus points of this Lentor Modern?
Lentor Modern good at doing this flex.
So if you realize Lentor Modern, all their layouts, they have a flex room inside. That's the extra space that they can give you.
So you can cover it into a study room. Okay. Then next, Lentor Hills. When you walk in, also not much of a privacy because direct to your living. Enclosable kitchen. Right now, they also have a glass panel over here, but it's blocked half by a DB box. Yeah, so half block, compete a bit.
Yeah, the walkway is also very similar to our Lentor Central because it has a window to access to the aircon ledge.
Then, Lentor Mansion, walk in here, not much privacy as well. Wet kitchen and dry kitchen. So they separate out. Also have this flex that you can convert it into a study area. Just now you mentioned about the ranking, right? If in resale market, how you want to rank?
Okay, so you can see for the Lentor Modern, there is a good, there's a bad. For Lentor Hills, I think more or less is better. Okay, roughly the same as Lentor Central. Lentor Mansion again, we have good and the bad again. Good being the flex room. So today, again, I will feel Lentor Central best again. Lentor Hills second. Alright, Lentor Modern or Lentor Mansion, depending on whether I need the flex room. Where I want the flex room to be. Is it inside that I want to be or is it outside that I want to be? But definitely I'll just go for Lentor Central first. Pricing wise, very sensitively priced, 1.86 to 2.24, which for Lentor Modern 2.2 transacted already, Lentor Hills 2.1 and Lentor Mansion 2. So anything below 2 million, just go for it. Just go for it. But anything that is comparable to Lentor Hills 2.13, anything above, you have to start putting more considerations. Do you want to continue buying or you want to upsize to the bigger 3 room? Okay, next we talk about the bigger 3 bedroom that we have in Lentor Central. 2 facings, one is this pool, one is towards the Hewlett Green Park over here. If I'm the buyer next time, I think these 2 facings doesn't make much of a difference to me because both are sort of inner facings. Okay, the pricing wise, average we are talking about 2.4, 2.1, and the predicted starting price I would say is about 2.2 million ish because we want to keep the PSF to 2,000 PSF. Okay, so for the lower floor to the mid floor is about a 200,000 difference, and to the higher floor it's about 400,000 difference. Okay, so today if you are a buyer with the budget and you want to use this as an investment tool, I would say just go for as low floor as possible because you are not staying inside, you don't need the bills. And what you can do is you buy something close to 2.2 million and you just wait for someone to buy at this price. Naturally, you can just sell next time at their purchase price, 2.6. And that's the 400k potential that you can look at already. Because for people who buy in 2.6 and they won't stay, next time they will definitely want to sell maybe 2.8 or 2.9. Then for you to sell from 2.2 go to 2.6, your price will be considered very decent in the resale market. Going into the floor plan, there's actually two of these bigger 3-bedroom. The main difference is only at the entrance. But today I'm not going to confuse you. I'm just putting one layout over here. You take the brochure, you can see actually it's just the main door difference only. Okay. This kitchen, again, we have a glass over here which helps with the sunlight, the yard, and the window over there for you to do a walkway. Okay, going to the dining space, it's stuck to one corner, not congested. You can even put up to one more chair if you need to for a steamboat. Okay, going to the rooms itself, very good size common rooms, 9 square meters. The bathroom, you can see there's a window here. For the WC, there's also a window here. So very well ventilated for this unit. Today, if your bathroom is open, the airflow can flow like that. Okay. And for the master, you can see they give king size already, but over here there's still a lot of space beside the bed. So your side table or you want to do a vanity table is all doable. Very good size, and I think spacious enough for people who want more space in the house, but they don't want a 4-bedroom yet. So for 3-bedroom top choice, do you agree that it's a 915 square feet that we're going to go for?
I will go for the 915. Yeah.
915 because I think the quantum is very achievable.
You already have everything that I need for own stay.
Just look at my kids, them playing good enough already. I don't need to stretch to maybe the extra yard area only. I would say the main difference. Because I would say if we go into a 3-bed plus yard, it's very close to our 4-bed 1184. If we see the pricing, our highest we can go to 2.638. And our cheapest 4-bedroom should be going about 2.4 million. Which if people going above the mid floors of bigger 3-bedroom, might as well they just go for a 4-bedroom already. This will become a problem today if you buy the bigger 3-bed. Come to a resale, everybody see, same price, might as well go for the 4-bed. So you realize for Lentor Central, they do a lot of overlapping layouts where it creates their own problems. So definitely we want to choose the bigger one that is of the same price.
Correct. Okay, now the last bedroom type, 4-bedroom. 1184 square feet, 2 different types. So one is stack 13, the yellow one facing the park. Another will be stack 8 facing the inner pool. Okay, what is the difference between these two layouts? Is the master bedroom. Take a look at the master bedroom here, where the window is blocked by the bedroom 4.
The walls of the bedroom 4.
Yeah. Whereas for this stack 8 layout, your bedroom window will not be blocked.
Next thing is also, I think, for the configuration of the walk-in closet, one is straight, one is L-shaped.
This one and walk-in closet.
For myself, if I want to choose, of course, I want my master room to be as private as possible. So guests from over here, this one can straight away see my legs. And the placement of the bed is also not as conventional. But if I choose this stack 8 with this very conventional one, guests over here, what they see is only a wall. For me, it's very important. But one thing I think worth for you to consider also, you see these walls are quite aligned. Okay, so today if you want a place with more wardrobe space, you can convert this room or either this room to become a display for your closet. Another walk-in closet over here. Then you just sleep in this room. Then you just close up this wall. The other side you can actually do it. But just that I think both are actually quite comparable. The main difference I would say the view what you want to get to see.
Okay, the average price will be about 2.66 million. Moving on, we will compare it with the bigger 4-bedroom. 1399 square feet. This I will say is a very popular layout. Later I will tell you why. Okay, let's look into the floor plan itself. When you walk in here, on your right side you already have one house shelter. Okay, we have privacy. When you walk in, the kitchen over here, count just now, I already said one shelter. Another store over here and a yard, so 2 storeroom. Okay. There is also something special, which is this store. So we went to the SHOWFLAT preview. We can actually fit inside.
Yeah, don't tell the developers. Actually, we went inside the store itself. Actually, I still can move around.
Yeah, it's still quite deep.
Yeah.
Okay. And they focus on this glass panel. So 2 and 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom all have this glass panel. Again, you will make your kitchen very bright. Okay, why I say it's very popular? Because of this landscape living, which is up to 5.35 meter.
Yeah, this will be the second widest 4-bedroom in the whole Lentor.
Correct. And why? Why is it so important? Because at Lentor Hill launch day, they also have this 1399 square feet and also a big landscape living. It's the first one that gets sold out.
Wow. Wow, so everybody is going for the biggest.
Correct. Then another thing is all rooms are actually ensuite rooms. So this bedroom 4, you can also convert it into a junior master. Okay, so I would say that this is one of the best layout in Lentor. Now we have to see the average pricing. If we say average 2250 per square foot, it will be about 3.147 for a 1399 square feet. I would think
it's okay. I think because for Sora, I transacted a 4-bedroom. The mid floors is going about 3.4 million. So today at Lentor Central, you can get such a good layout with just 3.1 million. I think the pricing wise, definitely I think it's very attractive.
Alright.
But whether or not you want this location is another thing. And I think for Lentor wise, the main crowd will be coming from Woodlands, Ang Mo Kio, and seeing Lentor Hill's performance, I would say this one will again be the one to go first instead of the smaller 4-bed. And we'll see why in the next slide. So now we compare between all the big 4 bedrooms in the whole Lentor. Alright, so Lentor Central, we already mentioned what are the goods, what are the bads. Okay, for Lentor mentioned good, there's privacy. But going in, you can see that the kitchen is sort of an open one. And the wideness of the living is not as comparable to Lentor Central. The balcony stretches all the way to this room as well. One bad thing about balcony stretching into the room is this will be a sliding door. Sliding door meaning to say if today they don't open the door, there's no ventilation in the room. They have to always use aircon. So usually this is not as ideal as a proper like a Lentor Central, this kind where it just stretches in the living hall. Next, we look at the Lentoria again. Online stretching. You can roll your online. So once I always see this roll your online, I will straight away feel that it's not as ideal lah, and I will not consider it anymore. Although the inside more or less is still okay, the whiteness is also still okay, just that this space itself I feel is a little bit wasted. Pricing itself, you can see Lentoria, wow, this hero transacted 3.08 million. And for Lentor mentioned 2.92. Ours, I think slightly higher on the other side. Okay, whether is it worth it is always down to whether you need this kind of space, this luxury feeling kind of space, and whether you need en-suites room. I would say for 1399 square feet, usually people who buy this, their kids are maybe in the teenage years where they want their own bathroom, own space, that kind. So I think Lentor Central still will have its own bias. And if we compare to the really competitive ones in Lentor itself,
landscape living,
Hewlett Green and Lentor Hills will be our close competitors. So Hewlett Green, once we go in, we have a slightly long walkway for you to do your online rolling. Okay, but one good thing is it has a designated junior master already. And the downside is these 2 rooms will have to walk across the walkway to go to share this bathroom. But Hewlett Green gives you this study space. This extra study space is a 4+ study. And for our Lentor Central, it's just a 4-bedroom, no study. Okay. The very comparable one, okay, will be Lentor Hills. Like just now Charlene mentioned, this was the first to go in Lentor Hills on launch day.
Correct. And there are only 16 units.
Only 16. So it's 强one. Your queue
high.
number is not in the 100. You don't need to think about it already.
Yes.
So going in, I think for over here, because of the glass panel, once you reach this spot, basically you can actually see quite wide into the house already. Your guests will also feel wow, and your resale buyers come in, they also feel wow. Okay, good size kitchen where you have all the stores needed. Compared to Hewlett Green, you can't find any stores. In Hewlett Green, I don't know where to put all my things. If I have a bicycle that or 小孩子很多东西, I don't know where to put in Hewlett Green. But Lentor Hills, at least I got one here. I got a space inside where I can convert over here. So 2 spaces already. Okay, so very comparable to Lentor Central. The rooms wise, you can see that it's very similar to our site, Lentor Central. But for the master wardrobe, there isn't any walk-in closet. So good and bad on these two layouts. Myself, I will really be in a dilemma as a resale buyer, Lentor Central or Lentor Hills. So coming into the pricing, which one will be more attractive during the resale period?
But to take note also, because Lentor Hills is non-harmonized at 1399 square feet. At Lentor Central, harmonized project also at 1399 square feet.
Oh, so this will be the deal breaker already because I'm paying 7 square meters for Lentor Hills.
Correct.
Okay. So resale buyer, I'll go for Lentor Central first.
So what is the sweet spot on the pricing?
Anything below 2.92, wow, just go for it.
Yeah.
But of course, for this kind of 4 bedrooms, if you can get high floors, it's the best. Because Lentor Hills is not as high as Lentor Central.
Correct.
So people who wants to buy for own stay, definitely they don't mind going above 2.92 to buy the higher floors, because what they want is a better view out. So we have done all the floor plans comparing between the whole Lentor itself. Today, if you are interested in Lentor Central, our preview will start 22nd February to 4th March.
And the booking day will be on the 8th March.
Yes. Again, please subscribe to our Telegram channel to stay updated with all the property news, any updates on prices, bounce out units, so that you don't miss out on anything.
We will frequently update on the property news as well. So thank you for staying true.
If you like our analysis, please like, subscribe, and share it to your friends and families. And thanks for watching our Hear Me Out
讲重点
Bye bye.